We all make our own hell, Chief.
It absorbs evil.
Actually, I was going through the Hotel of Horror one time as a customer, and they had some guy tied up to a table, I remember, and he was screaming to the group as we moved through the room, "My God, they're really killing me. You don't understand. This is really happening to me." And as we left that room, one of my friends said to me, like, "What if they really were killing this guy? Like, what are we doing? Like, we're not doing anything about it." And that was what stuck in my head, and kind of built off that into a film.
Overall, I really liked the concept. I mean, I thought it was really interesting, the idea of mixing kind of a haunted maze, Halloween horror type thing with a movie concept.
Joe sent me a Facebook message through the Fields, and he had said, "Would you mind taking a look at a trailer for a movie that I made called You'll Know My Name?"
You just really can't, and you're losing. Like, completely just getting absolutely demolished.
I looked at this preview for his movie. It was a 6-minute trailer, and how beautifully it was shot, how well it was edited, the music, the sound. It was one. All I can say is, when it was done, I said to my wife, "I got to get this guy."
The script of 6 Degrees of Hell really attracted me to the project because it kind of showed horror in a fun light again. It was scary as hell, but to see horror become like a good film with a good story, and not just your average torture porn or slasher films, was something we really wanted to come across in the final product.
Joe's a watcher, and what I love is how he handles people on camera. He's very aware that people have feelings, and he's trying to bring the best out of a group and the best performance out of somebody, and he uses a lot of positive reinforcement, and he's not a prima donna. So watching him, he's already got it in his head. That's the neat part. It's almost like the movie is already edited in his head.
We are deep into horror territory. We've got blood and guts everywhere, we've got reanimated corpses, we've got some kick-ass special effects, and it feels really good. This is probably the most exciting experience I've ever had in front of the camera. I think we're going to scare a lot of people, and maybe touch some people appropriately.
For me, the hotel is home.
It's like leading lambs to the slaughterhouse. Casting in evil are those demons that live within that wretched asylum and sin is dead.
I mean, I come at it kind of like Jack Dubin in, like, I don't believe in supernatural crap. I really don't. But when I had to pee by myself and walk through the hotel, I was a little scared. I gotta admit that.
I'm never creeped out, never scared. I just feel that that's where I belong. If you watch The Fields, my grandmother used to tell me all the time, be more afraid of the living than the dead. So, supernatural stuff, none of that. Nah.
So there's a scene in the movie where one of the Chainsaw Brothers comes at Joe Gariffo's character in Dead to You to stab him right in the stomach. And I just thought the guy was just going to run and, like, stop. Like, maybe, like, in this scene, and then we're going to turn around and cut it and, like, follow and all that. He did not stop. I'm looking right through the viewfinder, so I can't see what's happening other than what's through the screen. So he was coming at me, and he literally, like, had the chainsaw come right by my side, and I thought he was going to impale me with that chainsaw, and it was scary for a quick second.
The hotel is absolutely mind-blowing. It's beautiful. It's great. The mechanics, to the dolls, to the makeup, to the set dressing. I mean, it's just really well done. So it's very impressive to see.
Me into that hotel.
Corey Feldman classed up the whole thing, brings a pedigree and legitimacy to the film.
We all make our own hell, Chief.
I really like the concept, and I think it's really clever marketing to kind of design a film around a horror maze. And I also like lending myself or my talents or whatever you want to call them to helping out kind of the independent up-and-coming filmmakers.
Corey Feldman was great. I was always a fan of The Lost Boys, so to work with Corey Feldman, who's got a long list of credentials, who's worked with great directors in his lifetime, was a learning experience, and it was up there with some of the best experiences of my life.
The big thing I want to say about that is usually horror doesn't need names; it makes names. And Brian classes up anything. You could make a commercial on the phone book and just have him read the phone book, and it would be classy. Consummate actor, gentleman, just what a pleasure to work with, and I want to keep working with him as long as I can.
Playing the part of June, Nicole Snagley, and absolutely love her. She's got so many layers, and I love that. I love to go deep. I like all the psychological different things there is to it, and really breathe the character.
Do you agree with him?
I should be president of the world.
What do you think you could do to make the world a better place?
I would balance everything.
Oh, David J. Yeah, everybody loved David J. on the set. He's a lot of fun and witty sense of humor, and most of all, did the role that we needed. While on the surface he looks like this kind of wimpy, kind of uncommitting kind of guy, there's actually something more going on that we feel we don't have to spell out. When I got the money for 6 Degrees of Hell, it was actually his 21st birthday. And so I called up and I said, I got you a movie for your birthday. And he's like, oh, that's great. I said, no, nobody got you a movie like this. This is a pretty expensive movie. So then I told him, and he actually did say, he said, I don't know if I can direct and act at the same time. I prefer to direct, but I didn't want anybody else for that part.
Jack Dubin is the owner of the Hotel of Horror in the movie. He had originally planned to open it up as a bed and breakfast with his previous love interest, but she left him for someone else in the movie, actually. And he was left with this building that he had to do something with, and I think he decided he wanted to make some money and have some fun. So.
One of the big things about this film is the local connection. I mean, for example, Pocono Limousine Service, also with Adams Outdoor Advertising, Trip up at Barley Creek. Barley Creek, again, one of the best brewing pubs in the area. Morgan Raitt Coffee Suppliers in Broadsville. The Chateau at Camelback. I mean, John at the Chateau opening up rooms for our cast. Kim Bell out at TV 13 and George and Connie Roberts, who have done so much to promote these films in the area. And 93.5 SBG. You're seeing small town community coming to Hollywood and kind of making a really cool hybrid in which people are just doing all these things for the right reasons. Film was an escape for me. I had a pretty rough childhood, and Godzilla and things like that took me away. It got me away from that. And I grew up with a grandmother who loved Bela Lugosi and Boris Karloff, and by the time I was 10 years old, I knew all those people. I really, truly did. I feel there's a real disconnect between today's generation, and I'm too young to be talking like these kids these days, but I feel there's a disconnect of the previous generation's culture. Film should really tell a good story, and it should pull you in, and it should entertain and pull all those strings.
I have a new respect for the horror industry and the horror genre after working on 6 Degrees of Hell, to see the passion and the subculture that horror brings and the emotion that the audience brings to what they like about horror. It's electrifying.
And I really feel a lot of movies these days don't make people walk out with that sense of wonder or that they want to do those things. They're not fun. Some are, don't get me wrong. I'm not castigating the entire genre or medium. I'm just saying that film should be fun. It should take you away. I mean, 6 is supposed to be a lot of fun. Like, horror can be scary, and horror can be scary without being stupid. And I just feel that movies have taken away some of that fun, because sometimes horror takes itself way too seriously, you know? And 6 Degrees should make people have a lot of fun. And so far in the test audiences, we've been seeing that. And so I'm very proud of it. 6 Degrees is one of those films that I pop into my VCR when I'm writing, and I just listen to it. You know, I'm very proud of it.